Okay, another trading day, another lesson learned. Um, the market opened today below the 200, so we were in put territory, and I got an alert for a basically based on my signal. I got an alert to get in for a long. I did not get in, and this first candle ended with a indecision candle. Because the market is it's kind of is trying to decide which direction it's going to go. Typically, within the first 15 to 30 minutes, I was really being strategic about my entry, and I drew this trend line at pre-market, and as you see, we had a move to the downside. It broke the pre-market low, and then it continued onward. So I waited for a pullback, got in of a pullback on this candle. I did not wait for a break of this candle, which is what I should have done. I should have waited to get in on the break of the next candle after the rejection. So there was another rejection that came behind that rejection. And so because I entered based on, not waiting for the break of, I got taken out. My stop loss got hit, getting in too tight after this one, and it moved back up for another pullback. So, uh, it, future, I mean, typically the way I would do it, and I got a little anxious. I don't know, still working through the psychology of it all. And some days are better than others. Today wasn't a big loss; it was a minute loss. But I stopped for the day, seeing as though the first, I had an option where I could have taken another try, but I just decided not to. I said I'm just going to watch today, because I don't, when I have like two losses in a row, it's best to kind of step back and just reevaluate. Okay, is it you? Is it what are you overthinking? What's happening? So in actuality, my move wasn't that big that I was attempting to do with a hit profit. This candle rejected again. So on this candle rejecting and then breaking this candle's low, I would have gotten an entry here. And as you see, the stop loss would have been about back up here, but it never met it again. It went on, it would have gone on to my take profit, which ended up being roughly about, it was a small move. I had a couple of contracts, and I don't take very large moves. I kind of get in and get out with multiple contracts uh, on the move. Typically, I do a what I typically get a 1 to 4 ratio on my profits. So then they say you're great getting a 1 to 2. So I've been doing pretty good. I just had 2 days back to back in a while. I hadn't been that way in a while, where I had 2 days back to back, yesterday and today. And I know what happened yesterday, just losing it, moving the stop loss all around the place and just everything. So although I did see where my stop loss was premature, and I would have been tempted to drag it back up here where it should have gone, because I entered too tight, I decided to, just because I was following my rules, I let it hit. And although I could see that my stop loss wasn't where it should have gone, I let it hit and just went on ahead and did not trade anything else today. So just lesson learned. Don't rush it. Wait for the break of. It's always good to do either the high of the current candle for the stop loss, or the previous high for your stop loss. And so if you're doing a preset, like with a small account, I do preset bracket orders. So I have to be very strategic when I'm getting in a trade. And a lot of times with the bigger account, I could just adjust where it would go. And if it hits where it doesn't, where it's not supposed to go, it's just par for the course. But because it's a lot of risk management going on with the smallest account, and risk management period matters of the size of the account, but in this case I have to be very strategic because I am growing a small account. But yeah, this was not my entry. Waiting for the break of the candle that rejected. It did not reject. It came back up and tapped on the 20 EMA again. And then after that one rejected, the proper way would have been to wait to see what this one did. Once this one came and broke that low, then that's a better chance to get in. I think because the trend for the downside had been going on for a while, overall, I shouldn't have even taken the trade anyway because it was still kind of tight. So, although based on when I went back and looked at had I entered on the correct candle, I still would be tight for my take profit. And for that reason, this overall, the rejection, the downside to when a trend has been going for a while is you can get in on the rejection, but you got to be prepared that it could have been exhausted. So paying attention to what's happening on the volume, whether you see the major decrease in volumes happening, may be a smart idea to kind of let the whole thing go. But I'm just going back and talking about the move that I actually made and how it could have been made better. That yeah, I would have hit to take profit. Yeah, I could have waited and not even got in on this trade, and then a better move came right here to the upside. I actually got an alert like literally right after I got out of this one. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Literally like 35 minutes later, a better move, bigger move came open. And I mean, as you see, I mean, it went, it did that. So a combination of patience, a combination of if the move is going on for a while, pullbacks and so forth are imminent, especially if it's already oversold, which um as we see it was oversold. So a pullback was it was what it was, but then it didn't go too much further. So not a major loss, just a lot of lessons and a lot of like I do small accounts because I know that the true lessons outside of my dummy account come with the loss of real capital. So like if when you're doing the trading, you get some act right very fast when it's real money. And I people should do what they're able to do. That's why I'm a big fan of small accounts and keeping the account small until the discipline is there. Because you get the big accounts and you're blowing them all day long because the mind is tricked to see the large sum, and you make a series of dumber moves with seeing, oh, I make it, I do this. But if you're drawing down to very minimum amount of capital left in your account, then you start to get, it's either you straighten out or you have an issue with blowing another account. And so that's what I've been doing differently from like in the past where I had blown an account in the past or two, and it just out of and the accounts that I started with were much bigger than this one. So the more discipline comes along with being disciplined with the smaller money, and that way when the big money comes and you grow it there, it's a lot better of a situation. So just my thought. Once again, the market's doing a lot of good things. I only trade SPY trade. I only day trade SPY right now. I do swing trades on other stocks like Open and BBAI. But right now, I'm only day trading SPY, and you know, that's what I'm doing right now. Eventually, we'll go back to Tesla, but right now, we're just doing SPY. So that'll be it.